Okay, so we're here today to look at third grade math data. Overall, I thought you did a really great job analyzing the data. Having 85% pass the test is great. So we're just going to go through the PowerPoint and just let me know if you have any questions or anything. Feel free to stop me. I found it interesting to see how many questions were in each reporting category. Why do you think that so many questions were in reporting category 5? Again, great job with the 85% passing rate. But I noticed that you had 20% advanced. Why do you think, or what do you think that you can do to help raise this overall percentage of advanced students? I noticed that you put the demographics of your class. However, in the rest of this data analysis, there were no connections made to the demographics. Were you able to analyze the success of the specific demographic groups? I was also curious to know how many special education students, GT students, and ESL students that you have in your class. All right, so now we're going to look at the strengths. First off, reporting category 5. Why do you think that the students weren't able to answer that one question with 85% accuracy? And what percentage of the students were able to answer this question correct? Also, were the students that got 3 or less correct members of a certain demographic group, or did you not really see a pattern with the students that missed these questions? Your second strength listed was reporting category 4. Again, what was different about the one question that kept so many students from answering it correctly? Also, I was curious to know when this reporting category was taught and for how long. Your third strength was over reporting category 3. I thought it was awesome that every student in your class was able to answer one question correctly. Why do you think that all of the students were successful on this one question? Also, you say that each student except for a few. So I was curious to know how many is a few, and then was also wondering if you could word this question or this statement another way so that it's more understandable. Your first weakness listed was reporting category 1. Why do you think that so many questions were missed under this reporting category? Also, I noticed that one student was able to answer all of the questions correctly. What enrichment will you provide to this student while you reteach reporting category 1 to the rest of the students? I really like that you were already thinking ahead in regards to interventions that you could do to help your students master reporting category 1. For the non-linguistic representations, is this only for your ESL students or for all students? Also, what do you mean by identifying similarities and differences? What context will this be in? I also liked all of your ideas for formative assessments, but sometimes these can be hard to keep up with. What is your plan for keeping up with all of the formative assessments that you would like to do? I also noticed that you had a pizza project for a summative assessment. Can you explain this project to me? Your second weakness was a reporting category 2. Did the 25% of students seem to miss the same questions, or were they kind of random? Also, why do you think that the students struggled so much with this reporting category? Again, I really like that you had already put interventions in place to help the students with reporting category 2. You said that you would reinforce effort and provide recognition. This is a great way to motivate students. Why do you think this instructional strategy would be beneficial? Are these questions two-step problems that the students are getting lazy on, or are they just not showing strategies? Also, can you explain to me what cooperative learning would look like in your classroom and what type of results you're hoping to see from it? I really like that you said that the students would graph their scores. I believe that this allows the students to take ownership for their learning. My last question was what kind of questions were going to be on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game that you had planned. And I also just wanted to remind you that it's important that you word those questions similar to how they have been worded on previous assessments. So overall, I thought you did a really great job with this data analysis. With these plans that you have in place, I'm sure the students will improve on those 2 reporting categories. Please remember that I always have an open door policy, so feel free to stop by if you have any questions or concerns. This is Rachel Edwards talking about third grade math data.